Anyway, I'll do this. All right, hello, welcome to another Bitcoin video. Monk here, bringing you the latest analysis post FOMC. All right, jumping. Obviously, this disclaimer that says the content of this channel is for educational purposes only. So right now I'm waiting for it to touch here. Where is this place? Is the place of liquidity, obviously, and we could go here. We could hold around this area. This is the 5 minute. Let me just bring you the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, maybe I want to bring it a little bit lower around this area. Now, why would I do this? Why am I opening a buy limit around here? Well, this is a big momentum candle. Over these big momentum candle, we usually get a retest at the middle. Don't forget that right here, we do have a volume imbalance uh, in a form of a buy side liquidity. All right, let's change this to volume imbalance. Not taken. It's a PSL that it's not taken either. Why did you make it like that? You should make it like this. All right, very nice. Okay, so first we're gonna head here, anywhere from the top to the mid. It's bullish. If you go on the lower side, then it's completely bearish, and we don't want. Now, the 1 hour right now shows obviously the FOMC yesterday. We did form this big sweep, as you guys could see. We performed a couple of more sweeps too, but this one was the biggest one. Sweep the high, sweep the low, make your move. I've discussed about this yesterday, that this looks like a rising wedge. I'm sorry, this looks like a bull flag or a descending wedge. The bull flag played out, and then we retested right here, and then we went up. I mean, we were retesting it a couple of times here, but the sweep happens, and then so right now, if I want to take a look at this, we came all the way to 26K, around near 26K. We made a double top right here, as you guys could see. All right, and then we came back down, we came back up, we made a double top right here, and then we broke it after that. It takes time. You see, we don't just go into it. It grabs the liquidity, then comes back down, and then pushes back up to grab the stop losses around here. Take a look at the liquidity right now. We could see that there are a lot to the downside. 33,400. We have 564 million only on Binance. And to the upside, we have around 36,700. We have the 261 million. Now, if you take a look at the all exchanges, we could see that to the downside, we have near 2 billion at the 32,800. To the upside, we do have liquidity, but we take it to 36,000. Where's 36,000? Okay. Well, high 36,000 or 37,000, we have around the liquidity. Now, again, over this heat map, kind of shows on the 3 days, we kind of removed most of these, whatchamacallit here, the spread of the liquidity. To the downside, we still have some remaining. The highest one on the 3 days on the only Binance is this one, or is actually this one. Say one of these, I would say, or maybe the somewhere else. But yeah, let's go in here. The all exchange 3 days, we could see there's a huge sweep around here. So, find the short here and then jump into it. This might work. And then we write it down all the way to 34,000, even more. That could be a possibility. We do have 211, which I think is going to be one of the liquidation clusters. We'll have to see around here 200. So yeah, a little bit lower than 34,000. We should say high 33,000. And yeah, that was it. And this is the 3 days, and this was the 1 day, and this was so the 3 days. Do we want to take a look at the weekly? We could look at the weekly right here. All right. So how the weekly shows is very important because it's been a week, right? So the weekly shows that we really don't have much around here. We don't want to go here anymore. We do want to come lower. So today, I think I would, if I want to scalp, I would just scalp short longs. So this, I've talked about this chart. Um, I'm talking about shorts. If this comes here and it holds, it could come back around here again, and then it could gives us a good swing short around here. We do volume imbalance here, here, here. So we'll have to see how we play this all the way to here, to be honest. 34,200. Have to see how it forms. Right now it's holding here. If you guys remember, I've talked about this big momentum candle. Let me just remove this. Unnecessary. So yesterday we mentioned that we have liquidity until here, right? 30,100. Look what happened. We grabbed that liquidity. Okay, we grabbed that liquidity, and right now, then right after there, so here was the point that if it pushed it a little bit higher, it could wick all the way around here, but it didn't, because there was nothing in here. It was not interested to grab anything. I mean, there was no liquidity here. The rest of the liquidity was here and above, so it was not interested in that. It got rejected, and look what happened. You know, a small rejection. We could hold this as a local support right now, and then pushes it back up, grab that liquidity. That's a possibility on this chart, obviously. But as I'm showing you guys on the liquidity heat map, we really don't have much around here. So coming around here could be a little bit costly for the market makers itself. So we might just go lower around this area and then pump it back up. We'll have to see what happened, but you could get a good short if you go on it like a 1 minute to 5 minute time frame to look for a scalp, and then that scalp could end up in a swing short. But nonetheless, right now, um, so this scenario to the downside didn't work, but right now we do have all of these to fill, and I've talked about these in a great length, how we could go into them. So first we have to take down this buy side liquidity right now, and then there's these two to be taken out. I don't think this is gonna work or this is gonna play out. I think we're gonna take this, and then after consolidation, we're gonna continue lower, and continuing lower around probably breaking this, so we come to the low of this area, come back up, maybe retest the low of this, and then continue into this. I think here is a very important area for Bitcoin today to test. It could end up here, or it could end up holding the high 33,000 as we discussed, which is at the low, or the lower side of this rectangle. The upper side has been taken multiple times, so we could see that. I've talked about the high, I've talked about the low, talked about it on this chart. Let's take a look at our rising broadening wedge and see how this chart is essentially giving us any signal or not. All right, there we go. So on this rising broadening wedge, let me just put it on the daily and we'll take a look at it. So here we essentially touch the pink line one more time, right? Right now we're holding it like this. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. I don't know why it's taking long. All right, if you take a look at the 4 hours, see that we are essentially holding here. So it's either gonna make this as a local support, as you guys could see, a couple of wicks here, right? So either we hold this or we come back up. And if that happens, really depends on how this candle comes. It can come all the way to 34,000, or as I said, low 33,000. 34,000 is going to be the local support, or not the local support of this bull flag. We'll see if that holds for a pump or not, or for a scalp or not. Other than that, let's take a look at Dixie. Dixie yesterday pumped and then dumped. So yeah. I don't know if I'm still available on the thing or not, because it tells me that I'm offline. But nonetheless, guys, right now we are watching the Dixie, and Dixie has a gap here that has to be filled. So maybe it wants to come up. But right now, what happened is it's playing to the downside, and maybe fill this and then continue down. It doesn't really look bullish anymore. It's failing to go to that 107, to at least do a double top. What we see is a double top, not a double top, but just a retest around this momentum candle, a little bit at the top of it, which shows a rejection because we couldn't complete it right here. We couldn't complete it. So right now we could see a rejection after maybe retesting the high of this momentum candle right here, and then continuing to the downsides. Today, we might see some major move happening, and after that, right here, we could see this one, this SPX, moved it up a little bit yesterday, and but we'll have to see if this holds or not. That's very important. Okay, so with that being said, and I've talked about Dixie. Look, that's it, guys. There's nothing else to add. So I don't know why it takes this long. All right. So I think, um, like I said, there's a possibility of both sides yesterday. It looks like after the sweep that we did, we just cleared the, very high side liquidity. Now we need to down and clear the lower liquidity as well. And after that, we'll see if this wants to hold or not. That being said, I think this is it. Thank you guys for watching. I am streaming on Kick. You guys noticed. You guys would like to come and join me. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. Until next time. Bye bye.